Good morning, guys. Dexter with Essential Pressure Washing. We are in Minneola, Florida. We're going to do a maintenance cleaning on a commercial building. So we have a smaller building here. We're just going to rinse down. You can see cobwebs right there. We're going to take care of those cobwebs. Of course, clean this side of the building and this one side here. Okay. Then we have another building here, which this the person that contacted me on all of this property. We're gonna hit this side wall. We didn't do this last time. It's not really bad, but right to the top you can see some growing algae right up there on that what do you call it, a drip edge or whatever. Have to be careful. Look, you see that right there, the molding that's coming loose, but it has webs up in there, so we gotta try to wash that gently right there without doing any damage. And then we'll just get that little canopy with that, the mosquitoes and webs. We don't do right here. We don't do this part. The post office is responsible for that. We start right here and we clean going that way. Those are nails coming through there. Anyway. Okay, and we have a note. We have a note right there. Said, please do not spray barber light, pole, and be careful with the barber flag. Thank you. That's the barber flag right there. We're gonna avoid this. We're gonna avoid this, and of course we're not gonna do anything to that. We're gonna respect what they put up there. Cobwebs. Because it's lighted up, look at that. To the top we have a bunch of webs because it's a lighted area. So I already came through and put some tape on the keyholes, but got to be careful because some of these doors are not sealed really well. I've seen one that's really, see, that one is not sealed well. We could have taped that whole thing up, but we're going to be real careful with it because we don't want to push that water inside of there. Again, right there, there's no rubber seal or anything. This one would be the worst one. Look how big that is right there, and you can send all of that water right into their store. So we're not gonna try not to do that. We got webs right there and build up. So we're gonna get it cleaned up. You guys stay tuned, get you a little bit of footage of this.
Okay, we're ready to start spraying. We're going to use like a 1.8% mix on this right here. I believe we have the proportion of right up under 2%. And we have cobwebs and a bunch of dust and stuff, but nothing real major here. I did run into some active bees right there when I backed off. I caught them with the bleach and got them knocked down with without incident. But I'm going to be paying attention to my tank. I started out with 150 gallons of water that I brought from the house with me to get this building in the back done and the side. So when I pull around to the front of the building, to the start of the show, the front of the building, I can hook to the water, which is on the back side of this building. And then I can get the front done because I do the front of the building, the part under the awning in the front, and then the part that's over the awning in the front of this building here. And I also do the walkway. So we are off and spraying right now, treating this. It's not really bad, but it has a lot of cobwebs and spider webs in the window sills. So we're just going to put our chem on that to weigh it down so we can wash it gently. Now these windows on this building, this is an older building, and I believe the windows are probably like 50 years old or so. So we have to be careful because they're not sealed tight and we don't want to get too much water in there. There is gonna be a little water get pushed inside, and the owner already know about that from years of owning this business and having it clean. So it's no big deal on that. We're just not gonna flood it with water. So we got chem applied. Now we're coming back to do our rinsing on this right here. We're gonna rinse the building down, this one, and go back and rinse the one in the side section right there. Then I can take the truck, move it around to the front side of the building, get hooked to water, and get on to our main objective, which is making this thing look good from curbside so that the patriots that come here to the post office, the barbershop, the cabinetry shop, which I believe that's the biggest business in this little plaza outside of the post office, because you know that's major. But we're taking care of that, getting their cobwebs down, and try not to shoot too much water inside of the buildings because of these old window panes without seals, or the seals are weather beating. They're weather beaten. Weather beaten. That means the weather has worn them out over years of time. Anyway, back to the front. We're going to rinse down this bad boy right here on the side, get it all rinsed up so I can move the truck around and we can get to the main part of the show and get it all cleaned up. Off camera, I had to use the pump up sprayer to get that area what I'm spraying right now to get it to clean up, because I didn't want to go crank it up to a 3% mix with this machine, because it just pulled too much chemical for that little area. So I touched it with the pump sprayer, got her nice and treated, then came back and rinsed her. Came out excellent. Okay, guys, stay tuned for some more coverage of this right here on a commercial wash in Minneola, Florida.
Okay, we have moved to the front. We're waiting on water. We had brought a half a tank, 150 gallons, and hit those two sides in the little back building there. But unfortunately, we ran low on the rinse out, so that slowed the process. So now we're waiting on water. I did take the opportunity, since we're waiting on water, I took the opportunity to take up some of that ledge. That's the one with the biggest gap on it right there, to try to keep some of the water from going inside of the front of this place here. We're just dealing with cobwebs, not really algae. We are going to do the concrete. It is clean. We're going to go over it with the surface cleaner, hit that top ledge up there, and we're going to try to move this. I don't know how heavy this bucket is with the flag for the bobber. I'm going to try to move it out of the way. And try to move it out of the way. And remember, we can't spray that light because it has electricity running up through it. So we can only spray that way a little bit and rinse her window, and then come back this way a little bit. We're not going to get that wet right there because it'll cause electrical problems. So we're definitely not going to do that. So we're going to start in a couple of minutes. I'm getting about 3 more minutes to get water, because we had a new P40 pump on the truck, 14 gallons a minute. It is a little water hungry. So we got that, and then when we surface clean, we're going to be at 10 gallons a minute. So we're going to try to get to nearly half a tank before we start off, or at least 3 more minutes. I'm impatient. Half a tank, yeah, that's not going to work. We're going to wait 3 more minutes. We're going to shove off and get this party started. Stay tuned.
Okay, now we're on to the surface cleaning of this here spot here. I'm gonna get this surface sidewalk and stuff done right in front of the building. Nothing to it. It's pretty easy. I had put a pre-treatment down on it of the same 1.8% mix, and it wasn't too bad anyway. So you can see a little bit of difference that it's making because it does have a little top layer that we are taking off with our surface cleaning. But for the most part, it's pretty clean. It's going to be really clean now. But we're using a 19-inch. I believe the last time I did this place, I used the Mini Mondu. But of course, you don't want your hose inside of this little runway with you, or you could have it in there if you want to. But it seemed like it created more of a problem for me last time, so I'm trying to go outside of the rails and just hit it with the smaller surface cleaner. And we got down through there at a nice pace, so no problem at all with that. Anyway, guys, we're going to do a final walkthrough here in a second to show you how this project turned out. It cleaned up really well. Wasn't dealing with heavy algae, but we were dealing with heavy bugs and heavy mud dauber mounds up there under the awning. When I was spraying, a lot of that stuff was coming down. You can see dirt coming down when I was spraying up on the back walls. That was the webs and all the different things from the bugs and the dirt, mud daubler mounds and stuff was coming down. Got it all cleaned up. She's nice and bright, and she's good for 6 months, and we'll be back 6 months from now doing this here all over again. This is routine. We are going to show you in some coming weeks here some of the larger properties that we do service with and do some stuff. I guess we'll open up and show you a little bit more about what essential pressure washing do out here. So we have a larger building that we clean in Orlando in the Lake Nona community, and it's pretty dirty right now. So we're going to get over to it here shortly in another video that'll be coming up soon. And we're going to show you how we do our larger properties and give you a little coverage on that. Anyway, stay tuned and be looking forward to that right there. It's going to be some more commercial stuff coming down the pipelines. All right, stay tuned, guys.
Okay, guys, we have a finished product here. We don't do any windows. We only spray them with the chem. No deionized water, no squeegeing of the windows. So we have clean concrete, clean exterior walls, nice and bright, as you can see here. Nice and bright all the way down. Stuff it clean up, it brightens up. We do this every 6 months. It's one of those, it's a reoccurring account, but it's every 6 month account. We have weekly reoccurring commercial accounts, and we have bi-weekly reoccurring accounts. And that is what has maintained us for 21 years in the business. We don't do that post office side, so you can see mildew up there, post office side. The person that we speak with owns this building, this whole slab building, the buildings behind it, and they rent out the part to the post office. They rent that to them, and they're responsible for their own pressure cleaning. I did do a section of it that the owner paid me for. Most likely, eventually, I'll be doing the whole building, because whoever they had doing the building looked like they haven't had them to come out in a while. So they'll most likely be giving me that section to clean as well. All right, guys, there's a Sunday cleaning here. Essential Pressure Washing, signing off.